Good morning. Welcome to 52 Weeks of Angel Connection. Today, I talk with, about, and to Archangel Zadkiel. And if you watch me on Facebook, I do Facebook Lives on my Angels Guidance with Christy Clemens Hoffman page. He comes up, I don't know, he comes up. Maybe not frequently or often, but he's come up several times. So today, getting ready to bring him in or talk about him, he had me go through some stuff. And this has happened before as I prepare to do these YouTube live videos. Raziel had me just gather up a bunch of stuff. And here I am at the office, as you know, in the Waldo district of Kansas City at Centered Spirit, and had me get out some crystals. So first of all, he had me get out angelite wand. I don't know, it looks like it could be used for something else, but anyway, it's a wand, and pneumite wand as well. So had me get these out to just kind of channel and direct energies, plus a selenite heart that charges the wands, and then had me like raise the vibration of the room with a couple of tools that I have, which I've talked about before, but I thought I'd show you. This is kind of embarrassing, actually. This is Zum Mist. You can still kind of see the writing there. It's made by a company here in Kansas City. They make soaps and bath products and self-care products and home products that are scents. Zum, it's supposed to sound like some. But anyway, this is frankincense and myrrh. They also have frankincense and myrrh soap, and it is strong. I use the frankincense and myrrh spray when I clear houses, and boy, a little goes a long way. And then you see it separates, so you have to shake it up to make sure it's mixed. Anyway, it is strong, half a spray. And rose water. So this is recommended, this rose water is recommended by Edgar Cayce. Maybe not this brand, but recommended by Edgar Cayce readings. And anyway, rose water and frankincense and myrrh help raise the energy to accommodate the energy of angels and angelic presences, ascended masters as well. Mother Mary responds very well to rose water. So anyway, have me do some things, and got my chime here to clear and raise frequency, so I'm going to do that real quick. Right. Going through a few extra hoops with Raziel, but he's worth it because he's like a powerhouse. He does a lot. So referring, of course, to Doreen Virtue's Big Book of Archangels and Ascended Masters, Archangel Raziel. He's Judaic and Kabbalistic, of course, also known as Raziel, Saraquel, or Suriel. I don't often refer to him by those names, but Raziel's name means secret of God because he works so closely with the Creator that he knows all of the secrets of the universe and how it operates. You can see how this might come in handy. This might be a good one to call on. And he's going, yeah. He says, I can help with a lot. Raziel wrote down all of these secrets in a tome of symbols and divine magic called the Book of the Angel Raziel, or Sefer Raziel. A friend of mine gave me a copy of this book, and oh my goodness, it is difficult to understand. It is dense. You have to read not just a paragraph over and over again before it makes sense, but a sentence. You have to read it over and over again before it makes sense. Later, the prophet Enoch received the book prior to his ascension and transformation into Archangel Metatron. Noah was also given a copy of this book by Archangel Raphael, and Noah used the information to build his ark and help its inhabitants after the flood. Isn't that interesting? Many scholars say that the cryptical book, which is actually available, was actually penned by a Jewish scholar of the Middle Ages, perhaps Eleazar of Worms, actually, or Isaac the Blind, right? So Raziel can help you understand this book because it is very difficult to understand. It covers esoteric information, manifestation principles, sacred geometry, quantum physics, and other high-level information. Raziel can help you understand these things and more, as is contained in his book. But he can also help you open up to higher levels of psychic abilities and increase your ability to see, hear, know, and feel divine guidance. He is very loving, kind, and intelligent. He is patient, and he is very gentle. His presence can seem subtle, but as you invoke him over time, you'll become aware of his positive influence in your spiritual practices. Archangel Raziel helps with alchemy, clairvoyance, divine magic, esoteric information, manifestation, and psychic abilities. So we don't have to invoke him to understand all of the secrets of the universe, just to help us understand what we need to know, what we need to help us in our growth. Archangel Raziel surprised me. I was taking the medical intuition class. This was an intensive 3-day class. And day 1 or 2 of this class, we were asked to invoke angelic help to produce a filter for us. This filter takes your energy that you have left among all these other places, calls it back to you, and filters it so that when it returns to you, it's only yours. So as we move around the world, and about in the world, I should say, maybe we're not all going around the world, but as we move through the world, we're picking up stuff and we're leaving bits of our stuff behind. Certainly, anytime we have some sort of interaction with another person, it's an exchange of energy, right? It doesn't matter the length or the intensity of the interaction, but we do have this exchange. And so it's important to call it back to us, especially when things are difficult. And I do this with clients in terms of like basic soul retrieval type of things. It's very, very powerful, and it helps people feel like they're rid of some of the guilt and the shame and the trauma that they're carrying. It's very healing. Anyway, so fairly early in this class, maybe day 1 or day 2, we had asked Raziel to create this filter. Or we had asked for an angel to create the filter. We had asked for an angel and some intermediaries and to create this filter specifically for us. So, of course, with all of the other students in this class, and there were like maybe 30 of us, I put the call out. And first showed up they look like maybe orderlies or medical people, but they weren't like doctors. They showed up, and then Raziel came in. I was surprised. Like, Raziel? Yes, Raziel came in to help me with this filter, and he acted more as the director. And he's like, he had the blueprint in his mind, and then directed these orderlies to build the filter. And it was so effective that I asked if he would help build filters for clients, and which he was very happy to do. Now, if you can imagine how you might lend a ball cap or a sweatshirt to someone, and they take it home, and when they give it back to you, it might smell like their laundry detergent. It may smell like them, like their cologne or their perfume, or even smell like their home. It may have like small hairs or skin cells or something. I know that sounds terrible to even think about, but you know, when we borrow something and we give it back, it does have kind of an imprint of us, and this can even be physical signs. And so this is true of the energy that we leave with others. So if I have an interaction with you and we're talking, then you take on some of my energy, especially if I am really animated, or God forbid, I'm angry, and sending this energy and this emotion out to you, or I'm really upset and I'm telling you why I'm so upset, and maybe I'm crying. I am giving you all of this stuff that you're taking in. Well, at the end of the day, at least, or whenever I can realize, wait a minute, I probably ought to recall that. So then I want to recall that, but I want to take off everything of the other person, if that even makes sense. I want to wash it before I incorporate it. So that's where the filter comes in. So we can, even just once a day, maybe before you go to bed, is that you can sit in meditation and send out the call. I reclaim all energies that are mine. I reclaim all energies that I have given in trust or by happenstance. I reclaim all the energies that I have scattered throughout the day so that I may work with them. And so then you would ask for this filter to be run. So you might do it the very first time where you sit in quiet meditation. In fact, let's do this now, shall we? Let's just do this now. All right. So I would love for you to sit in meditation. I don't know if you can see it, but Raziel is directly behind me. Sit quietly. Feet on the floor or tucked up under you. It doesn't really matter, but sitting quietly, spine erect, head straight, bringing your breath to a slow and steady pace. And now focus your attention and awareness on the heart chakra. And now envision the heart chakra with a white light emanating all around it. A bright white light surrounding and engulfing the heart chakra. And now this might sound a little strange, but just guide this white light to go up through the body, through the head, out the crown, carrying the essence of you with it. And as you rise up through this column of white light, I want you to form in your mind the question, who can help me to design the perfect energetic filter for me, for my use? Pay attention to what images, what feelings, what colors or symbols come for you. And trust that the perfect team is being assembled. It may also be just one being, and that's okay. And now that the builder or builders, the creators of this energetic filter are assembled, ask them to create the filter. Be aware of any images or symbols, any colors that come to mind. And now I want you to energetically ask this team, how do I use it? And ask for a demonstration. Again, trust whatever comes. Good. And now, just in your mind's eye, thank this creator, this team, for designing and showing you this filter that you can use for your personal benefit. And now, I want your essence to go back down this column of light back down to anchor within the body. Again, bringing awareness back to fingers and toes, fully inhabiting the body. And now that you've been shown what the filter is and how it is to be used, ask it to be run over your energy field. And as it is run over your energy field, call the energy back into your body. Trust that it will go where it needs to go. And now we give thanks. And now, again, begin to bring awareness back to fingers and toes. Open your eyes when you're ready. How did that go? I would love to hear from you in the comments. All right, so I'm asking Raziel if he's got anything to add. So let me call him in. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. And the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Okay, Raziel is showing me kind of like a master puppeteer. But this is a puppeteer of energy. And he's got these very complicated, complex type of marionette controls. If you can imagine a marionette, an expert master marionette puppeteer with these levers and controls. And Raziel is showing me he's subtly managing the energy all around the planet. And he says he's doing this with the permission of humanity, of the human race. He says he's doing this almost on control from us, that we're letting him know what needs to change and what needs to happen, and he is controlling these energetic controls. So we see this in terms of zeitgeist, meaning just the collective feel, the collective emotion, in terms of planetary shifts, astrological influences, planetary influences, when we have, this weekend, if I'm recording this on, June 14th, 2020, and this coming weekend we have solstice, we have the new moon, and we have the influx of Cancer. And then we also have Saturn in Aquarius, which is very intense in terms of communication. So those type of energies as well, Raziel has the controls over. At least that's what he's showing me. But also just all of the collective that we're putting out. For example, at this time, June 14th, 2020, we are engulfed in COVID-19. We are engulfed in awareness of how to work with people in our community and keep ourselves and others safe. We are working with how to navigate something that is a global pandemic, but within our own neighborhoods. We're also looking at how to communicate that Black Lives Matter, how to communicate that we are tired of police brutality and oppression, of the killing and harming of Black and Brown members of our community by the police, that it's something that we will not support anymore, and we need to have that changed. We are coming together and talking about nationalism, white supremacy, racism, all of these things, and educating and coming to terms with our pasts around the world, not just in the United States. But all of these things are coming to a head right now, and Raziel just seems to have his finger on the pulse of all of it and is just managing all of the energies with these larger controls. He is assuring us that though things are getting intense and getting intenser, as we could say, that things are building up to a crescendo. He says, think of it like a symphony, that the cymbals crash, the timpanis boom, all of the instruments may be in discord for a moment, but that's the climax of the piece. He says the climax is just that. It's the crescendo. It is the moment where all of the instruments are playing. They all have their moments. It is frantic. It is frenetic. It is full of energy. But he says there is always a resolution to this movement. And that's how he's speaking about it in music terms, that this movement has its crescendo, but after the crescendo, there is harmony. We return to the themes of, in our case, the themes of humanity, the themes of the desire and the wish for true democracy. Of course, we were founded on French democratic principles, which were based on Greek democratic principles. So he says, after this crescendo, this climax, this excitement, then there is the denouement, where things start to settle back down and return to harmony. So he says, bear with us through this crescendo. He says, really, you are in the final movement. So that, I feel like that is a very good message of just hang in there. Yes, it's tough. We're in this together. We're not all in the same boats. We're in very different boats, but we're all riding the same tides. And so I feel like they've got this. When I say they, I mean the collective spirit. Archangels, Ascended Masters, our own personal guides, our loved ones, our elders, our masters, our teachers. They've got this. They've got us. All right, that's our message for this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. I'll be back next Monday with this message. Please visit my pages on Facebook, which is Radiate Wellness LLC and Angels Guidance with Christy Clemens Hoffman. Please visit our website, radiatewellnesscommunity.com. We've got a lot of exciting things going on there. All right, until next week, thank you so much. Bye.